Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about the overall market. We're going to be addressing Ripple XRP and a few things that I have found in regards to some breadcrumbs thanks to some Twitter users, and we're going to be talking about them a little bit in depth and kind of addressing a few, if you will, speculation ideas around this. So overall, let's just jump into it and let's talk about what's happening throughout the overall market. We do see that the entire crypto market cap is up about 1.56%, sitting at about $2.53 trillion. We do see Bitcoin peaking above 64K. It almost hit 65K today, almost surpassing its all-time high, which was fairly exciting. Overall, we could be seeing a little bit of a pullback still, as we do range a little bit higher. Overall, we will have to address that and kind of watch out in regards to the market and kind of see where we go. But overall, I think that we are getting to the excitement point in this market. We do see most altcoins kind of just bleeding out, while Bitcoin does range higher, most likely because of dominance being as high as it is, which is around 47.6%, almost 48%. So we are watching this market fairly closely. So overall, within the market right now, I think things look fairly solid in regards to what aligns with the 2017-2018 bull run, and I'm very excited for the next 2 months. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about this tweet because it does, pretty much go cohesively with my idea behind XRP. I know a lot of people are losing, their patience with the XRP, and they kind of just want to get out of it, get into other assets. I've seen a lot of people selling XRP to go into QNT, ALBT early back in the, summer months, but overall, I think that this is, the perfect statement, and I do, shout out XRP Owl because I think that this is great to see. I don't have to believe in XRP. Central banks, governments, and the largest organizations on this planet are already doing that for me, and I completely agree with this because I've already discussed to you guys, the top 38 to 50 banks around the world are trialing with Ripple and XRP technology. So when we're talking about that, that's enough for me to personally be holding my XRP long term. I know the vision behind it, the ODL service, the banking, and all that kind of stuff is so great to see. And honestly, I'm very, very excited for what the future has to hold for, XRP and Ripple itself. And, anybody who out there, who understands what XRP is and understands what Ripple's trying to accomplish, you should all be bullish on XRP long term as well. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about this. Now, we do see our news of Ripple partner CGI working with Ripple user/trial BMO is interesting. Not about payments, but trade finance / documentation automation via Trade 360. BMO trialed an R3 XRP exporter attempt in 2016. Currently uses Batavia, which is Hyperledger technology. Now, the interesting thing about this is, first off, we do see our CGI partners with banks to pilot intelligent automation. Now, this is BMO, which is the Bank of Montreal. Now, overall, this is fairly interesting just because of what they're trying to do within this trade finance. And I think that this is actually pretty cool innovation as well in regards to digitization as well. But overall, there's a lot of connections within this. But we do see here this pilot is very exciting for the National Bank of Canada since it enables us to accelerate the deployment of digital solutions for our trade finance activities. We're confident this will improve our customers' experience while allowing us to be more efficient, flexible, and agile in answering their ever-evolving needs. Now, what does that kind of tell you, right? Of course, they're not going to tell you, hey, we're working with Ripple, XRP, whatever. But what does that tell you? It means that they are looking for efficient use cases through digitization solutions that are possibly more efficient than what's out there already. Now, the interesting thing about this is, just as I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, Wrath of Kanaman. I hope I said that right. But just as he is stating here, it's very interesting because there's a lot of trials that have already went into this with Ripple. We do see here, this goes back to 2015. Ripple agreement extends CGI Payment Solutions portfolio. We're excited to work with the team. CGI, a company that's worked with top banks and central banks globally to drive innovation in banking for decades. Together, we will provide banks and with new infrastructure to settle cross-border and domestic transactions instantly with complete end-to-end visibility and certainty and at the lowest total cost possible. We're excited for this next chapter in banking, which will give way to an internet of value in which value will move like information moves on the web today. So obviously this is interesting to say the least. We do see that, they also stretch out to 16,000 finance professionals working with clients across 5 continents, including 23 of the top 25 banks in America and 21 of the top 25 banks in Europe. which is great. This is a massive giant. But what's interesting about this is when we look at BMO as well, because we already know that Ripple has ties to CGI, but Ripple also has ties to BMO, which is obviously working with CGI. It goes all the way back to 2016. Ripple and R3 achieved breakthrough in cross-border bank payments. And of course, we're talking about BMO, and they're going to be, which used Ripple's currency known as Xrp to provide liquidity for cross-border settlements, which is very interesting. This is also talking about Nostro accounts in regards to Swift and all that kind of stuff. This is incredible to see because this is so much breadcrumbs leading all the way back to the big name, which is CGI and, these major banks around the world, considering the fact that this is a massive banking giant. Now, again, we have more connections to BMO, major Canadian banks involved in blockchain trial. This is talking about BMO, Bank of Montreal, like I said, and this is actually talking about a few banks actually that are pretty much trial in R3 and also XRP. We do see here the trial aimed to examine whether technology and digital asset known as XRP developed by San Francisco-based startup Ripple could be used to simplify the process of banks, providing liquidity for cross-border payments. And of course, it did work. They said that they were actually very intrigued about the overall technology, which again, when we're talking about this, massive breadcrumbs when we're talking about the major banking systems and the global trade finance markets. Again, it goes all the way back to this tweet here from XRP Owl. If you understand all of these major, banking structures and organizations around the world utilizing this technology, trialing with this technology, seeing success with this technology, 9 times out of 10, guess what this technology is? It's innovative, it's disruptive, and it's going to be a success in the future-driven markets of digitization. So I'm fairly confident in XRP as an overall investment. Now we do see here, Ripple boss Brad Garlinghouse speaks on likelihood of Xrp Etf launching on U.S. exchange. Now to sum this up, because I already read this, basically he doesn't mention anything about an ETF for XRP, but he is saying that it is ironic that the SEC is trying to strive for clarity and discovery, but fails to do so when it comes to its own deeds. What we seek more than anything is clarity and certainty, but they won't give us that as XRP holders and even as a company around the world, right? Because Ripple has ties to pretty much massive banking organizations around the world. Like I said, top 38 to top 50 banks out of the top 100. That is nothing to disregard. But when we're talking about this, it goes hand in hand with the idea that we're seeing, Bitcoin future ETFs launch. We're seeing, possible, Ethereum ETF launches. I just think that this is comical, to say the least, because when we're talking about, XRP, he even says right in this article, right, Garlinghouse, who has been a long-term critic of Bitcoin's energy uses, stated that XRP is over 100,000 times more energy efficient than Bitcoin. Now we do see here, it is quite ironic that the SEC strives for that clarity and discovery, but fails to do so when it comes to its own, choices, which its choice to launch its Bitcoin ETF. It's like a slap in the face to all XRP holders, in my opinion, and I just find it comical, to say the least. Now, I do also want to talk to you guys a little bit about this. We just hear Ripple CEO. It's a joke that some execs believe SEC isn't harming crypto. Now, I've actually seen this around a few times where people are saying, well, the SEC is not harming crypto. They want to, prosper it into a new age. That's not the case. They are harming crypto. They really are. Now, I don't have this full article, which is why I didn't really have it on open anyways, but I do want to kind of just comment on this in my own opinion and really kind of give you guys my idea about this SEC stuff. So first off, I've done so much research in regards to this SEC case, and from what I'm seeing it personally, I'm seeing a lot of kind of manipulation and corruption happening behind the scenes in regards to winners and losers, which a lot of people are also seeing that. Even Brad Garlinghouse himself is seeing that. And the idea of that is to pretty much, hey, let's sue this company so that we can, get a settlement of X amount of dollars. And that way, essentially, we pretty much get hand over rich and we don't really have to worry about much. That's essentially what I'm personally seeing, because we've seen, a few of these exchanges settle in, court with the SEC for about like 1.3 million, 5 million here, but nothing too crazy. But when it comes to XRP and Ripple, it's $1.3 billion. Why is that? All right, why do they want $1.3 billion? Well, they obviously know that Ripple has it. They know that Ripple could afford it. But it's also the idea that they want to make sure that this company, Ripple themselves, settles out for that $1.3 billion. XRP doesn't get, the clarity that it deserves to get. That way, it can't really compete within this market against Bitcoin and Ethereum. They already know because they were holding over billions of dollars in Ethereum and Bitcoin. They know because they love Bitcoin and Ethereum from what we have already seen playing out in this past year. It's the idea that they want to protect their investments. They also want to protect the banking scene because we know that Ripple and XRP themselves, all right, combined, because XRP is its own separate, sort of entity or asset, if you will. Ripple doesn't necessarily own it entirely, but we do know that Ripple and XRP combined have the potential and the power to really take over the banking scene. Get decentralized finance really getting, adopted and burning at a massive rate to the point where, the banking scene and centralized finance itself will have to kind of bow down to DeFi, and that is the problem. They want to go after DeFi. They don't want to go after, crypto entirely. They don't really have a problem with crypto. Why do you think that they're launching Bitcoin ETFs? They know that Bitcoin will never be utilized in the banking scene and prosper a new age of technology within the financial scene, but they do know that XRP does have that potential. I've talked about that, right? We're seeing, going all the way back to these partnerships and these trials that were ran, we already see that potential that XRP has to lower those transactional fees, which, again, banks capitalize on those fees. Those fees all go back into the government official hands. We already know that. So obviously we're going to save a lot of these companies and a lot of these businesses and people in general, right? A lot of money through these massively undervalued, or I should say, at a fraction of a cent payments. And we're going to help scale the banking scene to new heights. And it's all going to be utilized through DeFi itself. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see that. Why do you think that they are going after crypto? Why do you think that they want to regulate crypto? They want to have control over these assets because right now they don't. So overall, to sum it up, when we're talking about, an XRP ETF, and we're talking about Bitcoin, and we're talking about, executives believing that the SEC isn't harming crypto, I think people need to really kind of look back on things and really kind of zoom out a little bit on what crypto's overall end goal was when it first came into the scene, which was, decentralization. It was to protect us against things like the 2008 crisis. That's why Bitcoin became a thing. Of course, Bitcoin was used in harmful ways, like, on the dark web, even going all the way back to Silk Road. But it's the idea that when we're talking about crypto itself, crypto was to prosper us into a new digital age of technology that will allow the people to have control over their finances instead of it being in the hands of a bank that controls our money for us. We don't want that. So overall, with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys do more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.